Recording. Yeah, so
I
good
think you started
evening.
recording.
What do you say? Yeah, I just clicked recording now.
I said,
Yeah.
I think you have started. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just now. Yes, now. Yeah. So, yeah, good evening or hello, everyone. I don't know where everyone is going to be joining us from, but hello. I just thought we needed to start. And so, welcome to everyone who is live, and welcome to everyone who's going to join later and watch the replay. Thank you for being part of this finale of the Well Build That series. I'm excited about the series. It's been 4 weeks of learning, and the highlight or high point for me on this series is that I have also, sorry about that, I've also learned a lot. I want to minimize this. Yeah. I've also learned a lot because they are in the, how I put it, how you get knowledge. I mean, there are 4 ways. One of it is that you learn, and then the second thing is that you teach what you learn, okay? And then, of course, you practice what you have learned. So for me, by doing this research and by, it helped me reinforce things I've learned over the years. And by teaching it, it actually made it stronger for me and sort of gave me the push to even continue to practice it. And so for that, I'm very grateful for having done this series and for serving everyone who has been a part of it or everyone who has watched the replay. Okay, so if you read my email yesterday, my motivation for doing this series is a quote I got from Zig Ziglar. And he says, to get what you want, you have to help as many people as possible get what they want. And I believe that one of the things that a lot of people want is they want to be wealthy, they want to prosper. And for me, this is what this series has been about. It's being able to, so I want to switch my, stop my own video, okay? It's being able to kind of unpack the process of wealth. And if I can use the word demystify, literally, if there's anything like demystify, really wealth to people. And so give them a practical guidance to building wealth, okay? Because I find that with things like money, it's always a thing where people either don't have enough or have just enough. There's just a few, like a 1% of people or 5% of people that seem to have more than enough, you know. So it's a very big issue and a sensitive issue for a lot of people in the world, you know, and it cuts across affecting everything in life. They say that the major marriage failures, the number one issue why marriages fail is finances. So money is such a big issue globally now, and this is not even in developing countries like Nigeria. It's a global issue right now. So being able to have a grasp of money and wealth, so, you know, solves a lot of problems. Even the Bible says that money answers all things. So if we can kind of have a grasp around money and wealth, we're actually going to be solving a lot of problems. So that's why I'm glad to have done this series over the last few weeks, and the information that has been shared, I'm so glad to have shared it with you and also to have learned myself. I feel it has made us really richer as a company and myself as a person in terms of even focusing on wealth for an extended period of time and working on my own wealth plan, which I have done and which I'm also going to share with you today. Okay, now the quote of the week: success wealth happens as a result of who you are becoming. Okay, I put the slash because well, either it's to become successful in your career, in your business, in your life in general, or wealth. It's really as a result of who you are becoming, basically, because the more you increase your capacity for what it is that you want to achieve, the more you achieve it. So the real price of the journey to success or wealth is that you as a person are changing and transforming. It's incredible, you know. So that is how I like to look at it. Sorry. Now, so I want to recap week 3, which is last week. So what I've done from the first week is to just kind of recap what's happening on a week-on-week basis. And so I'd like to recap week 3. I really liked last week's session because last week we talked about the mindset around wealth, okay? Because before then we talked about being wealthy, your wealth numbers, and practically calculate your wealth numbers. But last week was about the mindset of wealth. And why that is so important is because truthfully, a lot of people know the practicalities about getting wealthy. Okay, but what is always the issue? What stops people from getting wealthy? Even me, for many years, it's really about unpacking the mindset of wealth, and being able to unpack the mindset of wealth has been for me the game changer in terms of my approach to building wealth. And it's something I'm still unpacking. That's the truth. I wouldn't say that I'm totally done with it, but being aware, okay, and being conscious of it is helping me to make decisions going forward. Okay, so last we talked about is your mind stopping you from being wealthy? The power of beliefs, and I shared how your beliefs around money have formed how you see money today. Okay, so your beliefs around maybe things you have you heard or saw growing up have affected how you see money. And we spoke about limiting beliefs around money. Things like people say, well, I'm not so good at money, or, the whole money doesn't grow on trees. And, all these things that we hear about money have affected us and all that. And how we were able to demystify these things, and they are just myths and all that. And then we also went on to talk about wealth habits, just things that if you want to be wealthy, you should incorporate in your life, okay? And I suggested some of them that I personally have used over the years and has basically been transformative for me. I told you how I started to do meditation just late last year, and how it has been transformative for me in being able to first create and build in my mind and then bring it to reality. So literally, it's been it was a good session, I believe, and I got some feedback from some people that attended this session. Okay, so I think we can go into this week's content. This week we're going to be talking about your wealth master plan. Okay, today we're going to talk about build in your mind first. Okay, because wealth starts in the mind. Okay, and then last week I think we did that, but just going to share a bit more about that. And then your wealth plan, which is where you can now practically make a plan. Income sources, building your income, baking your wealth pie, which I think is really cool, and then finding the flame and what is coming now. That's basically what this week is, and today's content is looking like. Okay, so building wealth in your mind. Okay, so I like this quote by Luz Hayes. She says, "I don't fix my problems, I fix my thinking, then problems fix themselves." Now, the rich eventually figure out training your mind to find solutions to difficult problems is the secret to making money. Okay, I mean, the truth is, if we look at anyone in the world today who we consider very wealthy or very rich, you will see that one way or the other they're solving problems. Okay, and this quote says the good news is that this is possible for anyone who conditions their mind to think this way and then transforms thoughts into action. So anybody can be a solution provider, bottom line. It is not, how will I put it? It is not left for a few people. It's for anybody who chooses to be a solution provider. So if you choose to be a solution provider, you can be a solution provider. Okay, so it's not, the purview of only a few people. No, it is anyone who chooses to be a solution provider that can become a solution provider. So I feel to be able to be wealthy, you have to first train your mind to become a solution provider. Because no matter how much value you bring, or how valuable you are as a person, except you can translate that value into action, okay, you can't really create wealth. Okay, because maybe you've done a good job working on yourself and breaking the limiting beliefs, except you can translate that value into solutions, into products, into services, into bringing something to the table, you can't really generate wealth. So I think that's the first challenge. The first challenge is to know that to really build wealth, you have to be a solution provider. And we're going to unpack that as we go ahead. But good news, anyone, it's possible for anybody, okay? And when you fix your thinking, all the problems around money and making money and wealth will actually fix themselves, okay? I feel like when we think about making money, it feels like it's so hard, but the truth is that it's not hard to make money. Making money is actually easy. The only problem is that you don't make money by focusing on I need to make money. You make money by focusing on creating solutions, and then solutions and being able to translate those solutions into things people can pay for, or people, yes, people can pay for either through employment or through business, and then that will generate wealth. That's basically how easy it is if we can literally wrap our minds around that. Okay, so let's talk about your wealth plan. Now, your wealth plan is basically your game plan. Now, if you aim at nothing, you hit it every time. Okay, so if you literally don't have a plan to be wealthy, you can't be wealthy, basically. So if you want to be wealthy, it has to start with a plan. Okay, if you want to be wealthy, it has to start with a plan, basically. So I know that a lot of us say, oh, I want to be wealthy, oh, I want to be rich, oh, I want to deal with my money problems. But do you have a plan around it? Okay, because you need to have a plan, like in everything in life. If you want to lose weight, you need to have a plan. Okay, if you want to do anything in life, you need to have a plan. So um, in this equation, I just shared a simple way of calculating your dream net worth. Okay, now, so how do you calculate your dream wealth net worth? Just sort of give you an idea of what you should be aiming for to achieve, okay, as a net worth that you can live with in your life. So, or like, should I say an amount or a financial freedom amount that you should aim for, so that when you have this amount, you don't have to work again for the rest of your life, okay? And it's a very simple way. What you need to do is think about it. How much do you want to live on monthly? So decide what that is, okay? So you can say, okay, monthly to pay my rent, monthly to do pay my expenses, to go to the gym or the salon, for internet, for eating out, whatever it is your general monthly costs are. You know, to give back, to pay your taxes, whatever it is. Calculate what that amount is, okay? And multiply that amount by 12. I think we did it when we calculated the numbers in week 2, okay? And so I gave an example here, a very simple example. If you say, okay, I need 1 million naira a month to live a comfortable life, all you need to do is multiply that amount by 12, okay? Whatever amount you decide you want to live with, just multiply that amount by 12, okay? And so in this example, if you multiply 1 million by 12, that's 12 million. Then you're going to divide that sum by 0.1. Now, let me tell you what 0.1 is. 0.1 is simply, 0.1 is simply an average return on your money on an annual basis, okay? An average return on your money on an annual basis. So that's 10%, which is really pretty conservative depending on the vehicle you choose, okay? So it's the average return on your money on a monthly basis. So so if you do 1 million times 12, so this amount can be 100,000 if you're a minimalist, can be 500,000, whatever your sum is, times 12 divided by 0.1. That is your target net worth, okay? That sum is your target net worth. That's what you should be aiming for to live a life, a comfortable life, bottom line, okay? So that is that simple. At least we start with that number. If you have that number, you actually know what you're working on to be financially free, okay? I hope that adds value. So that for me is like reiterating what we did in week 2. Now, once you know that number, the next thing is, how are you going to get to that number? What do you need to do to get to that number? Okay. I think the next thing is to establish what your income sources are. Okay. There are basically 2 types of income. There's the active income and there's the passive income. Okay. Active income is you work for your money. Simply put. So you work for it either as an employee of an organization, or you're self-employed. But active income is high efforts. You have to put in time, you have to exchange time for money, bottom line. That's active income, okay? It's what you show up on a daily basis to do, and you get compensated for it, okay? So it's immediate compensation. It guarantees you some sort of financial security, okay, which is something you're earning on a regular basis that guarantees you financial security, is active income, okay? Now, Active income literally has low upfront investment. What does that mean? It means you're not spending any money, more or less to make money. Usually you show up with your skills, which you should have invested in, maybe by going to school or whatever the thing you have got done, and then you put in the effort. And as an exchange for the effort, you get rewarded. So that's active income. Okay, so there's low upfront investment. Now, and as long as you're employed, if you're an employee, if you're employed, you have financial insecurity. If you're self-employed, as long as your business is generating revenues or income, it's more or less financially secure. That's active income. And the next thing is passive income, okay? This is when your money works for you, okay? It is a low effort to reward ratio and high upfront investment. So now for an active income, you work, you give in time, you give in effort, you get paid. For passive income, you take a part of your active income money, you put it in an investment vehicle, all right? And then you get a return for it. So for example, people who are investing on Rouzo, they're actually investing for passive income. They take a chunk of their active income, they put it on the Rouzo platform, and we, who Oafara is our active income. We work hard with that money, and we give them a return. So it's passive income for them. It is our active income because we're working actively on that in the company. Okay, so now, but the goal is to get to passive income. Okay, the greater the passive income you can build, the freer you become. All right, that's Todd Fleming. The greater the passive income you can build, the freer you will become. So the sum we calculated in the slide before was the amount you need to get to so that you'll be financially free. All right, so now with these two information, which is what your financial freedom number is, and the sources of income, which is active and passive income. So the next thing will be, so how do you build this income? Okay, because that literally there are basically two sources, active and passive. So how do you build this income practically to ensure that you can get your financial freedom number? Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about next, building your income. Now, what I always advise is, first of all, get a primary source of income. All right, get a primary source of income, which I believe that every one of us on this webinar or that's watching the replay have established. So your primary source of income can either be paid employment or self-employment. Okay, you can actually be paid or you can be self-employed, but you have to have one primary source of income first. Okay, and don't try and have multiple incomes yet. Have that one that would pay your basic expenses so that you can then focus on creating other sources of income. Now, the reason why that's important is that you need focus, okay? You need focus to be able to really, really establish that one source of income. Okay, so I see people who are like, I need to make money, I need to make money, I need to make money, and they're trying to spread themselves thin, but that's not the way to go. You end up just doing a lot of activity and not really making money, and then you're really not good at anything. Okay, so the goal first is to establish your primary source of income first, okay, either through paid employment or being self-employed, and then from there you can expand it. So after you establish your primary source of active income, then I will then advise to find a secondary source, okay? Your secondary source can be a side business, can be extra employment, or can be a hobby that provides income, okay? A side business, so for example, let's say your primary source of income, you're working on it from 8 to 5 or so. Your secondary source of income can be something you work on from 6 to 9 or from 7 to 10. It depends on what it is that you want. But one mistake I see people making is that they let their secondary source of income encroach on their primary source of income, and they're not good at anything. I remember a client that I had a few years ago, and she was working in the bank, in First Bank, and she also had a fashion business by the side. So at some point, she said her supervisors called her and said, "You're not delivering optimally like you used to. You are letting your side business encroach on your primary source of income, and you're not delivering," okay? And because of that, she jeopardized her primary source of income and had to fall back on her secondary source of income. And she had to put so much pressure on her secondary source of income because it was not ready to manage her lifestyle and she didn't plan properly. Okay, so having a clarity to understand that, first of all, focus on your primary source of income. Make sure that you've established it, you're good at it, and then begin to explore a side source of income just for additional income to help you meet your overall financial freedom plan that we developed earlier on. Okay, some people are fortunate. Their primary source of income is so sufficient, they don't need a secondary source of income. They just need to find ways to use their primary source of income and create passive income vehicles. All right. Now, what are passive income vehicles? Passive income vehicles are things like income generating assets. Okay, so if you want to buy a house that gives you money, that's income generating assets. If you want to buy a house and use it for Uber, for Airbnb, for example, or for shortlet, income generating assets. Investment vehicles, for example, investing on Rouzo, that's an investment vehicle where you put your money and we work hard with your money by lending your money to small businesses and giving you a return. That's an investment vehicle. There are multiple other investment vehicles, stock market, all sorts of things like that. And then the third source of income is what I call unexpected inflow or windfalls, or what I call acts of grace. These are incomes that you didn't work for, but it just came to you, okay? And I mean, people are trying to create this by going to play the lottery or gambling, hoping to create unexpected windfalls. But some people, you don't need to do anything, but you attract it basically. And I feel like people who attract this source of income are people that are givers, okay, and are giving to the world, either their time, their money, and their resources, okay? I believe it attracts grace, which was I wrote in number 5, income building tips. So my income building tips: build your skills so they can command more in the marketplace. All right. I hear employee. I used to be very fascinated from time I was in employment with people always complaining about, oh, I don't earn enough money. Hey, they don't pay me enough money. They complain about not earning enough money, but I never hear them say about how they can improve themselves, invest in themselves, and build themselves so that they can command more in the marketplace. Okay, so I feel like the first thing you need to do is to build your skills so you can command more in the marketplace. Second thing is discover your God-given gifts and passions and build them so they can produce for you. Okay? Discover your God-given gifts and passions and build them so they can produce for you. It's most likely your God-given gifts and passions that will create a secondary income for you. Okay? For example, my sister said during the lockdown, she learned how to bake. She started making chin-chin. She started making fish roll and all that. That's not her primary source of income. Her primary source of income is that she is a university consultant. Okay, she does university placements of people who want to school abroad. But her secondary source of income has taken her some money on the side. So discover your God-given gifts and passions and build them so they can produce for you and become sort of like a secondary source of income. And some people, that secondary source of income with time becomes their primary source of income because you actually really begin to generate enough that you can let go of your primary source of income and just focus on that, okay? And the third thing I'll say is become an active wealth builder by focus on it regularly. Where focus goes, energy flows. So you need to focus on building wealth, okay? I'm going to give you like a take-home assignment towards the end of this presentation. So focus on building wealth, become an active wealth builder, okay? Because where focus goes, energy flows, okay? And then number 4, choose your investment vehicle. So I always recommend open your account on Rouzo.org if you haven't. And start either saving to invest or invest in a portfolio because you know that you're investing in your future to generate your passive income so that you can be financially free. And be a giver. Okay, I already mentioned that. Be a giver of your time, of your money, of your resources because it attracts grace. Okay. Now let's talk about baking your wealth pie. I feel like this is like really, really, really something that maybe you already do, which is allocating your income. But I feel like it's a good thing to also really consider how do you allocate the income you make? How do you allocate your primary income or your secondary income? And this is called your wealth pie, okay? Now, this is my, should I say, suggestion on how you can allocate your wealth pie, okay? I like this quote by Manoj Arora. It says, money has the power to buy you things, but a much bigger power of money is generating more money for you. Those who are able to manifest the latter are never short of it, okay? So how do you build your wealth pie to ensure that your money is working for you? Here is the suggestion I have. My suggestion is live on only 50% of your income for your living expenses if possible. It's very hard for some people, actually depending on what you're earning. Like, even me, sometimes I look at what I'm earning, I'm like, oh no, I don't know if I can do that. But guess what I make sure that I do? I make sure that I do my 10% for charity or tithes. I make sure that I do my 10% for saving, okay? Because I believe that 10% is very important to save. Because I think that saving is a habit that you have to form. It's not about how much you're making. It's about a decision first, okay? So it's not about I'm making 10 naira, I'm making 10 million naira. It's about a decision that you're going to take a portion of your money and you're going to save. So those are things that I always do, no matter how little my income is or how much my income is, okay? Now, I think you should put another 10% for long-term investment. This is the vehicle towards creating your financial freedom. If your income is really large, I think you can make it as big as possible. You can increase it to 20%, to 30%, depending on what your income is, okay? And another 10% I want to emphasize is your personal growth. A lot of people don't invest in their personal growth. They want to earn more, but they're not investing in their future. I was talking to my brother yesterday and he was like, I don't mind spending this money. This is me investing in myself. And I was like, oh, guy, that's how you do it, because you value yourself enough to invest in yourself. But now I'm even saying that be more deliberate. Say this 10% is my personal growth money. I'm going to spend it it can even be, I'm going to spend it to buy data, to be watching videos that will help me improve my God-given talent. It can be something like that. Or I'm going to spend it to buy courses online, to learn a skill, to hone my skill, to increase my market value. I'm going to spend it to buy a book to improve so there are just so many ways that you can improve yourself right now. There are no excuses, okay? But I feel like I said earlier, where focus goes, energy flows. If you really want to command more and you are deliberately setting aside a certain amount of money for your personal growth, okay, you are going to see the result because it is cause and effect. What you invest in, you see the returns on. So it's just really as simple as that, okay? And then 10% for splurge and fun, okay? I feel like to make it what you're well for, to work hard, okay? You need to also have some money to play, to have fun. Have some money to have fun. It makes it worth your while because why are you working so hard if you can't have fun? So life has to be fun. You have to make it worth your mind. So I think you should deliberately set aside a portion of your income for fun. Okay, even if you can set up to 10%, just something small. And fun is whatever you define it for yourself. Some people fun is going to the movies. Some people fun is hanging out with their friends and drinking, whatever. Some people fun is going to get a massage, That's fun for me. Fun is anything that takes care of me, Going for a massage, going to make my hair, doing my nails, pedicure, manicure. That's my own fun. Because I feel like I'm taking care of myself. So that's fun to me. So whatever your fun is, buying clothes, buying shoes, just splurge, it makes you motivated to keep working hard. So I really encourage you to have a percentage of your money for fun. So this is my own wealth pie advice. Your own wealth pie might be different, but I would like to advise you to build your wealth pie going forward and decide what the dynamics of it. Some people can't live on only 50% of their income because of their current reality. It might be 60%, it might be 70%. But my challenge to you is to aim to grow your income that you can live on only 50% of it, okay? And if your income really grows, you can increase your long-term investment because if you do that, you shorten your time to financial freedom. So it's that balance that we must always aim to achieve, okay? Now, fanning the flame, okay? So what I want to encourage you to do right now, okay? Either if you're live watching this video or if you're watching the replay, is to take out your calendar right now and schedule wealth board meetings with yourself. and your stakeholders, okay? So you can do your meeting monthly or worst case quarterly. Now, what are you doing with the board meetings? At the board meetings, you're going to be looking at your wealth plan, okay? You're going to be looking at, oh, this is our financial freedom plan. No, I want to be financially free where I don't have to work again for the rest of my life in 10 years, for example, okay? And my financial freedom number is whatever you decide. If it's 10 million naira, if it's 100 million naira, whatever it is, how are we doing towards achieving our goal? Okay, so you have that board meeting. If it's with yourself, by the way, I've done it. I created my own calendar monthly. Every first week of the month, I've scheduled my own wealth board meeting with myself. In that board meeting, I'm going to look at my wealth plan. I'm going to look at what I'm doing about it. I'm going to look at my primary source of income, my secondary source of income. How am I working about it? What am I doing about passive income? So basically putting it in your face, okay? And that way you are very deliberate about building wealth. And like I said earlier, where focus goes, energy flows. Where focus goes, results is created. So just become really, really deliberate by fanning the flames of wealth. Okay, so I hope that this kind of brings everything together we've learned, from the mindset to the numbers to the actual steps you need to take to actually build wealth. So everything just comes together in this one place. So what I'm hoping from this session is, either you're watching live or the replay, is that you can take this information now, sit down with yourself, okay, look at your current state of affairs, decide what your financial freedom number is, decide what your sources of income are, what you need to do to improve yourself, to increase your income over the years. Set a timeline for yourself to say, okay, I want to be financially free by this time, okay? And then establish your sources of income and then build your wealth pie, okay? So that's what I expect you should do as a result of the information you've gotten today. I hope you're going to do it. And then take out your calendars. Don't wait till later. Do it now and set up your wealth board meeting with yourself on a monthly or in a quarterly basis. Okay, so before I round up, I want to do some recommended reading because I feel like readers are leaders, and I want to recommend a few things that you should read. Okay, I want to recommend The Wealth Chef by Ann Wilson, and she has a lot of great videos online that you can watch. She's a really, really cool lady who took herself from debt to wealth. After divorce, she was in a lot of debt. She took herself from debt, and she's she's financially free, and she teaches people how to be financially free. She has a book called The Wealth Chef, and she has loads of amazing videos online. And then, of course, Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. It's a really popular book that over the years I have read, and it's been really fantastic about the 4 quadrants of wealth. And he talks about the active quadrant and the passive quadrant. And he talks about practical ways that you can begin to generate wealth. And that's definitely a book I recommend. So what now? If you are watching the replay, I want to introduce you to the Rouzo Wealth Builders Network. Okay, so basically, as a company at Owafara and through our Rouzo platform, we're creating a Wealth Builders Network, and we're going to send emails around it. We're going to talk about it more, which is basically a network of like-minded people who have invested and continue to actually invest via the Rouzo platform. So we are building a community of our investors, okay? And we're going to communicate more to you, specifically if you're an investor, around what this community will be about. But the goal is to have monthly roundtables. So this sort of trainings we had for the last 4 weeks, we're going to have it on a monthly basis, especially for the investor. We're going to tell you about our progress, what we're doing, and we're going to just share information to help you, keep you gingered up to build wealth every month. Okay, maybe it's going to be the first Friday of the month or something. So we're going to communicate the dates ahead of time. And then we're going to continue to give the referral commission if you refer people on the platform. And we're going to give gifts to top referrals every quarter. So every quarter, we're going to have a virtual award session. We're going to give gifts to the investor of the quarter, the person that invested the most, and to the person who referred the most people for that quarter. So get ready. It's going to be really cool. And then we're going to have Rouzo swags, so I can't wait. In fact, today as I was driving out this morning, I was imagining our Rouzo swags, our Rouzo t-shirts, our Rouzo, multiple things that we're going to have. And I feel like it's going to be really cool. I'm excited about it. I can't wait for our Rouzo swags. And then we're going to have our Rouzo annual conference and awards. Let's see what COVID-19 does. But I'm hoping that by this time next year, May or June, we're going to have our Rouzo, we're going to start our Rouzo annual conference at awards. Just basically celebrate all our Rouzo investors, our network of people who are part of Rouzo platform. So that's what's coming next. So I'd like to encourage you, if you haven't created a Rouzo account and you're watching it this live, you're watching the replay, this is the time to join the family, because what we're going to do is build this family, okay? And I believe it's going to grow to become thousands and thousands of people around the world who are committed to building wealth through the Rouzo platform and building a network of friendship of wealthy people, because there's something as cool as knowing that you and your friends are rich. I feel like that is so cool. If I'm rich and my friends are rich and all of us are talking and we can do things together, we can make an impact together, we can live a good life together, okay? And we can have peace of mind together. And that's basically our goal with Rouzo, the Rouzo platform, the Rouzo World Leaders Network. So we're going to share more information via email to all our current investors and to everybody else via our social media and our general email channel. So look out for this. And if you don't have a Rouzo account, this is the perfect time to start creating it, because the first quarter is coming up really shortly. You know how time flies. I don't know about you, but it's already June. So before you know it, this quarter is going to end, because I think it's June, July, August, right? Before you know it, it's end of August, and we're going to be rewarding our investor of the quarter and things like that. So bottom line, that's what's coming next. So I want to encourage you, create your Rouzo account, join the Rouzo network. You get the slides to see how Rouzo works and know what to invest in, how to save up, how to help us support small businesses. You meet our team and all the good stuff. So at this juncture, I think that I am done with the presentation. So I'm going to stop the share now, and I'm going to